What's up, Engearment friends? Derek Toshner coming to you with more reviews on gear from my recent expedition on Mount Denali. So today we're going to be reviewing outdoor research gloves and mittens that I wore the entire trip. And before we get started, I'd like to give you kind of the size of my hands. I'm 6'3", so have a little bit longer hand. I measured from the crease of my palm to the tip of my middle finger. That was 8 inches long, you guys. 8.5 inches from the crease of my wrist to the tip of my finger. My middle finger in itself was about 4 inches. I'd say 3 3/4 inches long from the base to the tip of my finger. From my thumb to the outside edge of my hand was 7 inches, and my palm itself is 4 inches. So that kind of gives you an idea of the size of my hand. With all the two different gloves and the mitt, I went with XL on all three pairs. So that said, let's get started with the first glove, which was my liner glove. And this is the Vigor Lightweight Sensor Glove. And first pro to this glove outdoor research is the durability. The trip was supposed to be 16 to 21 days long. We ended up spending 24 days on the mountain just because of bad weather. And I don't know if you've tried liner gloves before, but I have, and usually you blow through 2-3 pairs on a couple week expedition. And maybe you like, not having to take your gloves off to put sunscreen on because you got holes in all the fingertips, but I don't. I prefer a glove that's gonna hold up. And hey, Outdoor Research, I just wanted to say thanks for making a really durable glove. Check this out, 24 days and not a single hole in any of the fingertips on both hands. You still have the grippers here on the palm and on the middle finger. The grip, the rubber grip is still there. You even got your logo still on there. I think that's impressive for wearing a liner glove that I really didn't take off the entire time. I wore these in my tent, I wore them under my gloves. Pretty much other than going to the bathroom, these gloves were on my hands. So fantastic gloves. Thank you very much for making a durable glove. Now, size-wise, they were a little bit big for me. The XL was a little bit long in the fingertips, so there was a little bit of extra material at the tip of each finger, so the length of the finger was a little bit long. And you might be like, well, why is that annoying? Well, I guess when it comes to tying, Munter Mule overhand knots on a 4mm cord on your sled, I just had to make sure that I pulled down the fingers to make sure that they were tight, so I could get full dexterity out of tying real tedious knots like that. I did go into a mountaineering shop and tried on a large. It was a touch small in the finger length, but I think the glove would have probably stretched to fit my hand. So large would have been probably the appropriate size for my hand. They have extra padding on the fingertip and the thumb. I think that might be for texting or whatever. I used my phone for pictures and found that any of the fingers worked great. And so that was fine, worked well with a touch sensitive phone. So yeah, fantastic glove. Just gonna wear it for a base layer at lower altitudes, or just wear it as a glove for lower altitudes, and then a base layer for higher altitudes. Taking it off to do real tedious things and making sure I wasn't getting contact frostbite from my zipper to my ice axe. Okay, so great glove there. That brings me to my daily work glove, which was the Alpinite glove, Alpinite Gore-Tex glove. And yeah, this was my daily wear. Now, coming from Wisconsin, I typically avoid leather gloves for the winter. Typically my gloves are cloth. So the leather kind of scared me a little bit. I'm like, ooh, the leather's gonna get cold. My hands are gonna get cold. Nope, not the case at all. My hands definitely stayed warm in this, and was really glad that I had leather up there, guys. We're in trekking poles all day, ice axe all day. You get to camp and you're shoveling, digging holes, you're sawing ice blocks for wind shelters with saws, and you need a leather glove when you're looking to work hard like that. And so was grateful that I had a leather. Once again, unbelievably good durability, held up fantastic. Logo is still there, no holes in the glove. Creased it a little bit with my ice axe, but yeah, it wasn't deep enough to cause a problem. So It didn't come with a leash, and so I just went and I mean, it's 40 cents for a foot of 4mm cord, right? So I just went, there's little loops for a leash on it there, so I went and bought a leash so I could take it off, and you know, if I needed to do things like that, and it would stay on my wrist. That was fine. Notice that there wasn't a ton of stretch in the wrist this way, so the width of my hand, I could really kind of barely put it on here. It was a little bit tight to put on, and when I put it on at first, it was really important to wear this glove and break it in before I went on my trip. The first time I put it on, the inner glove all bunched up at the fingertips, and I kind of had to like work and twist and push and get my fingers to the end. And I was like, wow, if I have to deal with this for 3 weeks on Denali, I'm gonna be really annoyed. But it was really just a break-in period. My hand kind of started to form that inner liner glove, and it fits perfectly. So, and I could get it on with my liner glove, nothing bunched up at the fingertips, and it worked out great long term. Once it's on, it's got a nice wrist strap here to keep things tight, keep the snow and wet from getting in, and also keep the warmth from your hand staying in. So love that, stayed warm the whole time. Now, unlike the Vigor Sensor Glove that was maybe too long in the fingers, this was a little too short in the fingers here each way. And if I opened up my hand wide, remember I said I was 7 inches from the outside of my hand to my thumb, it was a little bit tight in the thumb area here. And at first I was like, oh, I don't know how that's gonna be. But truly, I think, I almost wonder if they designed it that way intentionally, because this glove is incredibly dexterous. I couldn't believe the little minute things I could do, from buttons and zippers to knots, with these gloves on. And I don't know if that has something to do with it, because there's more area, more kind of space in the palm area, which maybe allows you to kind of be a little bit more tedious like that with it. So even though the fingers weren't long enough, didn't have a problem with it. Most of the time you're kind of in this kind of relaxed, comfortable position, which fits well that way anyway. So once again, warm, dry, leather, much needed. So great glove. Overall, really like this glove. There is a finger loop here you can, you know, grab and just yank the glove off. But with that inner liner, I just wanted to make sure that that stayed formed to my hand and intact the whole time. So I would just pull on the fingers and yank it off like that. Finally, you guys, my summit mitt was the Alti 2 Gore-Tex mitt. And this thing comes in 2 parts. It comes in this little liner glove here, made with ripstop on the outside material, and rubber grippers on the fingertips and the thumb. You can make this tighter if you want. Maybe you just want to wear this shell inside your tent or something like that, where there's no snow. I rarely did that, so I just left it as is, and then this Velcro cinches up tight and seals to the Velcro on the inside of the Gore-Tex part of the mitt. This one did come with a leash right away, so slip on the leash, easy to zip up here, and then slide the glove on, and then make sure that Velcro is down tight here and here. Leather on the outside, again, very important for durability. I didn't wear this glove as much, maybe 4 days of the 24, but what I can tell you is it's very warm. I didn't need hand warmers at all using this mitt, so fantastic mitt. I know it's made for 8,000 meter peaks, which Denali is not, but Denali is almost in the Arctic Circle too, so was really impressed with this glove in terms of the warmth. Pull tab here, cinch it up tight so no water is going to get in, no hot air is going to get out, and then when you want it released, you know, you just pull on this. I love how there's loops in there, so you can almost even stick your thumb from the other glove in there. You didn't have to like pinch it if you didn't want to, and then you can pull the whole glove off and it's going to hang on your leash if you need to do things that are more dexterous, get on your phone or whatever, take pictures, and then put it back on and cinch it back up. So this glove is like totally bomber. I love this glove, and overall just fantastic mitt. So that's my review of the Outdoor Research gloves and mittens. Hope that helps you out, and good luck on your expeditions.